Talked about Enes Kanter not that long ago. He's a center for the Celtics, or at least he is right now. He was originally drafted, I think, by the Jazz in about 2009, 2010-ish. Pretty good player, but yeah, he's filling a bench role right now, and he's kind of, kind of grandstanding for a job and relevancy, but what he's saying, there is some value to it, but I can also see the tactics at play, and he's just trying to, use his platform to push a narrative, but it's a good narrative to push, and if a bunch of the other compatriots in the NBA are going to be doing the exact same thing, why not do it from the other side? So recently he changed his name, or at least added an additional word to his last name, so now he's no longer Enes Kanter, he's Enes Kanter-Freedom. It's about as cringe as when Ron Artest changed his name to Meta World Peace. But at least he gets to put freedom on the back of his jersey, and that's kind of cool, I guess, maybe. I don't know. It's a little fucking cringe, but he's on a speaking tour, mostly because he's not getting play time from the Celtics, and they could probably use a big man at the 5, but whatever, that's for their coach to decide. So he's making the most of his off time by saying that he'd welcome a sit down with LeBron James on human rights abuses in China. I'm here to educate him. Well, to be fair, LeBron probably knows about all the atrocities that are happening in China, and especially the sweatshop workers that are allowing him and his Nike sponsorship to flourish, but he wouldn't give time to such a lowly peasant, now would he? Boston Celtics center Enes Kanter-Freedom said he would welcome the opportunity to speak to Los Angeles Lakers star LeBron James, whom he has criticized, and right now he's in COVID protocols, so he really doesn't have any excuse because he has plenty of free time on his hands. It's fucking weird. He just got jabbed up a couple of months ago, and then all of a sudden he pops for an asymptomatic case. Fucking weird, right? The opportunity, yes, to speak with stupid James, whom he has criticized, along with Nike and China and Erdogan of Turkey, and he's been going off lately, and I love what he's saying, but again, you're just kind of being the flip side of that same activist coin, so not telling him to stop, it's his right, and it's his opportunity, and if other people are going to do it, fucking might as well throw it back in their face. Sure, I'd love to sit down and talk with him, Freedom said Tuesday after a Celtics practice. I'm going to go, it's going to be a very uncomfortable conversation with him. I don't know if he's going to want that. I'll make that really comfortable for him. Oh, nice. How very helpful. I don't know if he's educated enough, though you can be pretty much certain on that. You don't have to say, I don't know, but I'm here to educate him, and I'm here to help him, because it's not about money, it's about morals, principles, and values. Something that LeBron likes to teach. What about his 4th grade school or something like that, where he's all about paying it forward? He's just not all that concerned about, Chinese concerns, because they got a lot of money in order for him to do his philanthropic efforts, which everybody definitely knows that he's doing, because nothing can be done without the proper amount of spotlight placed on LeBron James. Everything has to be about him, about what you stand for, and there are way bigger things than money. If LeBron stopped making money now, his grandkids and grandkids, they could have the best life ever. Yeah, he's he's valued at being worth over $1 billion right now. So yeah, he's pretty much set up for life, and he's going to be set up for retirement as well, because he has a whole bunch of different companies and partnerships out there where he's going to be set up for generations. And hopefully that'll be able to afford some of his grandkids grow up in a stable household, unlike him, which would explain a lot. I feel like it's definitely time for athletes to stand up for things they believe in, not just in America, but all over the world. Yeah, they do stand up for things that they believe in. Unfortunately, they're not as thoughtful as you, Enes. Freedom, who became a U.S. citizen on Monday, congratulations for that, that's fucking awesome, and changed his name last week from Kanter to Freedom. No, he just added. To celebrate the occasion, has repeatedly spoken out against both James and Nike for their failure, in his eyes. Well, if they don't address it and they just keep ignoring it, like concern of poor white people, call out the rights abuses in the Uyghur population in China's Xinjiang province. ESPN, do you want to go ahead and describe what type of human rights abuses, at least what Kanter would concern as being human rights abuses of the Uyghur population? You want to talk about those concentration camps, or once again those Chinese dollars fill in your coffers as well as a subsidiary of the Walt Disney Corporation? Just let you pause and think about that one for a minute. During the interview with reporters Tuesday, he wore a shirt that read "Freedom for Uyghur." Why not? After the Celtics beat the Lakers at TD Garden earlier this month, James was asked about Freedom's comments about him. James said, "Freedom is not someone I will give my energy to." Of course not. He has questions, and you didn't get that far into that book. Adding that Freedom had an opportunity to approach him after the game, but instead walked by him in the hallway. Oh my God, yeah, no cameras were there, so you didn't want to give him the time of day on that one, now did you? When asked about the interaction Tuesday, Freedom, whose Celtics play the Lakers on December 7th in Los Angeles, presented his side of the story. I'd imagine it's probably wildly different than the notorious liar that is LeBron James. To be fair, he's not really a liar, though. At least on all occasions, he's just grossly misinformed about literally everything. I was actually on the court, and after I left the court, he was behind me. Then I stopped to take a picture with a kid, and he was the one who walked right past me. Imagine that. Fucking weird how the truth comes out. Freedom on Tuesday reiterated his feeling that Nike is the biggest hypocrite company out there, noting that they stand for Black Lives Matter in America. Well, at least they pay the face of at least the self-appointed faces of Black Lives Matter, like Colin Kaepernick. They stand for the Latino community, no Asian hate. They stand for the LGBTQ community, and when it comes to some of the countries out there, like China, they remain silent. Obviously, they're using these players to become the face, like Cristiano Ronaldo for soccer, LeBron for basketball, and some other athletes. Nike, I think Tiger still has a sponsorship. Again, we'd ask for comment for Tiger, but we don't want to take any much-needed attention he has when he's driving, especially. The NBA is definitely having a real one with Kanter, and they're eventually going to have to reconcile that problem. Or maybe they'll just blackball him from the league, but mostly because they have this fucking weird National Basketball Social Justice Coalition, and they released some cringe fucking 2-minute, 20-second long video that made me want to throw up like a lot. So that's why I wanted to bring it to you guys today. In November 2020, the National Basketball Association and the National Basketball Players Association, announced the Social Justice Coalition, because why not? To lead the NBA family's collective efforts to advance equality and social justice. Just on the talking points that, leftists want to push. I'm sure they've been consulting with Kanter as well, or Freedom. I don't know. The coalition has mostly stayed off the radar on social media until Wednesday, when they published a video to social media outlining their goals. We're not going to watch that because the last time that I had any video from the NBA, my video was blocked and I had to edit it, and then it still got copyright claimed. But haha, joke's on you. I don't make any money. Our goal is really simple. We want to take the moments of protest, moments of people power, like we saw last year, and turn them into public policy. You, Executive Director of the National Basketball Social Justice Coalition, James Cadogan, said, "We want to change laws." Shut up and dribble. How about that? To be in this moment and have a coalition that is dedicated to doing this work on behalf of the NBA community, that's the next step in this next evolution in the unbroken chain of advocacy undertaken by players. Some players, not all players. Cadogan was last heard from last week when he put out a statement following the verdict in the Kyle Rittenhouse trial. This is the direction that they're going. Our thoughts are with the families of those whose lives were taken in this tragedy. The right to peacefully protest. Peacefully protest, huh? How many millions of dollars of losses? Something like 50 million in Kenosha alone. But yeah, right. Peacefully protest over 3 nights is the bedrock of our democracy, and the National Basketball Social Justice Coalition remains committed to preserving that right for all. Sure you do. Any forms of vigilantism. What vigilantism? Kyle was acquitted on all charges. It still really warms my heart. In our society are unacceptable. Fuck off. A lot of salt in this guy's diet. Multiple NBA players appeared in the video, including Karl Anthony Towns, who's just trying to get out of Minnesota, Drew Holiday, Carmelo Anthony, still riding the pine for the Lakers, are you old bastard, and Donovan Mitchell. If I knew who that was, I would tell you, Drew Holiday plays for the Bucks. Bounced around the league as well until he found a spot there. The coalition of different people, has been inspiring. That's funny. It is our responsibility to take what we've learned from history. The 1619 Project is not history, but whatever. Push forward and make a better life Thanks for your platitudes. The NBA was the front of the social justice movement following the death of George Floyd in May of 2020. No, he was murdered by racist cop Derek Chauvin. In the NBA bubble in Orlando, the NBA allowed players to put social justice messages on the back of the jerseys. That's why, Kanter wanted to put freedom on the back of his jersey, but had to change his name in order to do it, because I guess that's not a social justice message. It's not about freedom. It's about payback. Black Lives Matter messaging, was seen on the court. Yeah, here's the tweet. I'm not going to go to Twitter because Twitter is AIDS. We here. Apparently here is not in a grammar school class. We are players, coaches, team governors. The fuck is the team? Oh, right, because they changed the name of team owners because that evoked slavery imagery, because the NBA is filled with children and executives working to advance social justice policy reform. Fucking gag me. So yeah, I wanted to give you a one side and another side of the NBA, and boy, is that league fucked. Perhaps they should take those balls that they dribble up and down the court and then just place them on the bridge of their nose. Let's talk about Alec Baldwin next, shall we? Because yeah, he gave an interview, and I'm not gonna make any prejudgments, but yeah, he's definitely got a take on this one. But with that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.